Alright, UFC Paris takes place on Saturday. We're going to go through every fight, starting with Shauna Bannon versus Sam Hughes. I'll let you start with this one.
Right, well, this fight, they're both cans, let's be honest. Both of them probably shouldn't be in the UFC. They're never going to be a champ or anything like that. But Sam Hughes is a big favourite. I don't see it. I think it's more of like a pick and fight, to be honest, when they're both this bad. And to be honest, in the pick and fight, I'm going to pick the plus 240 underdog, Shauna Bannon. I mean, she's 7-1. Obviously, she hasn't looked great in her wins. I'm not going to sit here and act like she's looked brilliant. But, I mean, even when Sam Hughes wins, it's a split decision as well. So, I mean, I don't love either fighter, but I'm definitely, if one's going to be plus 240 underdog, I'm definitely going to back it. So give me Shauna Bannon all day, yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sam Hughes to win this one, to be honest. And I just can't explain it. I just think she has more grit, and I think she'll just win a competitive fight on the scorecards. I mean, she loves split decisions as it is, so I'm going to trust that she continues to love them. And yeah, I think Sam Hughes is going to get this one done on decision. On to the next fight. Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. Now, this is a tricky one because Rinat, I don't think he's lost in the UFC yet. I think he's drew once. I think he's at 6-1 against some decent comp. Gustafsson with a win over Chaos Williams. It's not the greatest, but it was a dominant performance.
Short notice as well, wasn't it, I think.
Yeah, but it was a dominant performance, and we can't really ignore that. I think I'm actually going to go with Rinat to win this fight. I think a lot of people are going with Gustafsson, but I don't know how his wrestling is. I think Rinat will be able to out-wrestle him, to be honest. That's how I see this one. I think just Rinat by decision, or maybe submission, who knows. What about you?
Well, it's not more the wrestling, it's more just the clinch work, right? I mean, that's Gustafsson's whole game. He loves to clinch. He will be trying to clinch up the whole fight and just get him against the cage and knee him and punch him and that. And he's very good at that, right? Probably one of the best fighters I've ever seen at just clinching an elbow and a knee and things like that. But I am actually picking the underdog as well in Rinat. I think, look, he's beat better comp. Like, I know obviously he idly lost against Dalby and things, but at the end of the day, he got the win. And I think this could be another close fight where I think they'll give it in a close fight to him over Gustafsson, because I just think Rinat's obviously Russian. He gets a decision every time he has a close fight, and I just can't go against that really. So give me Rinat, but I do think it'll be a competitive close fight, and it'll be interesting to see.
I mean, yeah, Rinat has some decently underrated wins. Like he had a win over Brian Battle, he's win over Nicholas Dalby. Like he's beat He's beat the guys that are like outside the rankings. Like I do think he is top 15 in his weight class, but I don't think he's great, to be honest. But I think he'll be able to get a win over Gustafsson. But if Gustafsson wins, then it is impressive, to be fair. On to the next fight. Brad Tavares versus Robert Bryczek. I'll let you start with this one.
Well, third fight, and it's my third underdog pick. Give me Bryczek all day here. I'm not going to lie to you, like, in any fight, Brad Tavares being a minus 250 is some of the craziest odds and lines I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. I just think Bryczek, I mean, his only loss is so respectable. It's like a 21-2 French guy, one of the faces of, I forgot the organisation, but
KSW, I think.
Yeah, KSW, yeah, one of the faces of KSW. I mean, it's a respectable loss, and I just think Brad Tavares just isn't good. It's just as simple as that. I just don't think he's good. Bryczek, I think he has a much higher potential and higher ceiling than Brad Tavares. We already know how good Brad Tavares is, and it's just not very good. So give me Bryczek. I hope he wins, because then it adds someone new to the division that's competitive. But yeah, I just hope he wins, and I think he will win in this fight.
I think it's a tough one. I do think it's a very tough fight to pick. Brad Tavares is shit. At the end of the day, he's pretty shit. But Bryczek, we don't know how good he is, and I don't think he's going to be getting better. He is 35 himself. Brad Tavares is 37. I don't think I'd say this, but I'm going to go Brad Tavares to win this fight. Probably by decision. I just think he's going to be able to handle these people that are outside the organisation. And he trains at Extreme Couture. He has good sparring partners and stuff. So, yeah, I think Brad Tavares will win it. Yeah. I think he'll win a 2-1 close fight against Robert Bryczek. Mm-hmm. I feel like he gets close fights given to him as well, Brad Tavares. So I'm trusting that the judges love him. So We are split on that one. Going to the next fight. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Now, I'm going to go Sam Patterson to win this one because I just think he's a better fighter overall. I think he's looked very good at welterweight so far. So, I don't have much more to add on that. I just think he's better everywhere, to be honest. I think he's going to win this fight. What about you?
Well, fourth fight, and it's my fourth underdog pick. I'm going Trey Waters here. I know Sam Patterson is the favourite. I understand why he's the favourite, but I just don't really rate him, right? I think his wins are all just so, like, meh. Like, they're all just kind of not good. I mean, I just don't respect any of his wins, to be honest. And then his one loss comes to Yanal Ashmouz, who I do like as a fighter, but he isn't great, right? Getting knocked out by Ashmouz in the first isn't a great look. And Waters, I mean, I like that he's I think something like 9-1, right? I think, or something like that.
Yeah, he is 9-1.
And I believe he has 3 knockouts, 3 subs, and 3 decisions. So I like that he can get it done anyway. And I just think he probably has a higher ceiling than Sam Patterson. I just think he can probably, well, like I say, he can probably knock him out something more decision. I like that about him, and I think he can get it done here. And Trey Waters' one loss has respectability behind it as well to bomb theme. So give me Trey Waters in this fight to get it done.
Yeah, no, this could definitely be like your first 0-14 card of your career, I think. This one, I'm not going to lie to you. But this is a fight that I'm very interested in, this one. Fernandes versus Harry Hardwick. I'll let you start this one.
I actually prefer this fight now than what it was before, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
I think it's
Both
quite an interesting one. Yeah, both were good fights. I do like Fernandes as a fighter as well. And I think he showed brilliant defensive grappling in his last fight. Really, really good. And obviously, Hardwick does like to grapple, or at least his brother does. He likes to grapple a lot. And I just think if Fernandes can deal with the grappling in his last fight, then he can probably deal with it here as well, realistically. So I'm going to say Fernandes. I'm leaning KO, but I'm just going to say KO decision to be safe. But I just think on the feet, he's going to be able to piece him up. I don't think Hardwick's defensive striking is very good. He's quite hittable. So give me Fernandes probably by a head kick or a punch or something like that. I think he showed really good kickboxing in his last fight, so give me Fernandes.
Yeah, no, I think Harry Hardwick's pretty shit. I think he's genuinely one of the most overhyped prospects in the scene right now. So yeah, I think it is English tax for these guys. So I'm going to go Fernandes as well. I think he's just a better fighter in literally every single martial art. I think he's better than Harry Hardwick. There's not many people I'd pick Harry Hardwick to beat that have won a UFC fight before. So yeah. I'll go Fernandes to win this by knockout or decision. I'm the same on that. So yeah, we'll go on to the next one. Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija. Now, Delija does train with Tomas Bannon. That needs to be noted. So he does have access to the heavyweight gym from time to time. I don't know if he's a full-time training there, but he does train there from time to time at least. Tybura, he's proven to be a top guy in the division in the UFC, which is a big thing here. He is the underdog in this fight as well, which is, I find kind of shocking, to be honest. But I will go with Tybura to win this one. How old is... Okay, Deji's 35, so he has a lot more time in this game. Tybura's turning 40 in 3 months, which is kind of concerning, but you can get away with it at heavyweight more than you can over divisions. So I'm going to go to Tybura to win this one by... I think you can get it unless you any way possible. So yeah, I'll go Tybura by just winning the fight. What about you?
Yeah, this is my 5th underdog out of 6 fights here. I'm going Marcin Tybura as well. I just think he's been a proven gatekeeper of the division at the end of the day. He's literally proven to be that multiple times. And somehow he's a dog again, even though it's been proven that he can stop these fighters. I mean, honestly, who's the English guy that lost to Tybura?
Mick Parkin.
Yeah, Mick Parkin. I would generally pick Mick Parkin against this guy.
Oh no, 100%. I think as well.
And Marcin Tybura beat Mick Parkin, so at the end of the day, I'm picking Marcin Tybura. And Mick Parkin also trained with Aspinall as well, so there is that, right? But
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just, like you said, I'm quite surprised as an underdog in this fight. I generally would give him like a minus 150, minus 200, and a line. Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
he's a dog, so that is surprising. But that's not my job at the end of the day. I'm just picking who I think will win the fight, and I think Marcin Tybura will get it done, probably by decision, but he can just get it done anyway, really, like you said. So.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of ways to get this done. But we'll go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Oumar Sy versus Ribeiro. I'll let you start with this one.
Well, I've always been a big fan of Ribeiro, and I've always picked him just in fights, but that hasn't really bode well for me in the past, so I am going to pick Oumar Sy here, I'm not going to lie. And because Oumar Sy does have a bit of power, like, he can knock you out, and to be honest, Ribeiro is so hittable. He gets knocked out every time he loses, basically, so I just think Ribeiro gets hit too much. He's going to get hit here, and every time he does get hit, he kind of goes down, so... As much as I love Ribeiro, I do kind of hope he gets it done here, but I'm going to pick Oumar Sy, and Ribeiro will probably be cut soon as well because of it. But
Yeah. No, I really don't like Oumar Sy's last loss, though. You can't be losing to Alonso Menafield if you want to be one of the top guys. Yeah. It needs to be said.
Alonso Menafield has beat so many people that he should not be beaten.
And none of these guys are top guys at the end of the day. Like, Oumar Sy is already forfeited. In my eyes, he's forfeited the chance to be a top guy. I think he's going to float around the top 15, top 10 to top 15 range his whole career, I believe. Ribeiro, though, I do like him as well, but he is a can. It needs to be mentioned. He is shocking at the end of the day. He beat a disabled guy. That was his only time I thought he was going to win a fight, to be honest. But
and he recently just got subbed in the first round as well, so...
Yeah. No clue how that guy's even in the UFC, to be honest, but...
neither.
Yeah, I'll go with Sy to win this by... I think he'll get a statement in this fight. I think he's going to knock out Ribeiro.
And could even sub him, to be honest. But I'm going to say knockout as well.
Yeah, I think he's just going to knock him out, too. I think Ribeiro's quite underrated in the grappling. But...
No, yeah, he does have decent.
Yeah, no, Sy... It's a layup for him. He'll win this fight, Sy. Whether it's by finish or decision, I don't know. Probably by knockout, though, as I say. Go on to the next one. William Gomis versus Robert Ruchała. Now, this is a bit more of a tricky one because I think Robert Ruchała is actually decent, and he's 27 years old, so has time to improve as well. Gomis, he's kind of proven to be a probably that top 20 guy in the world. So it's a hard one. He is fighting out of his home country as well, which I do kind of like for him. Gonna go Robert Ruchała to win this one, I think, actually. I think he's younger. I think he wants it more. I think Gomis, we know his level. We know he's like a Hyder, a Mill kind of level guy. Ruchała, I think he's had more grit in this fight, and I think he's going to get it done by either TKO or decision. So, yeah, that's how I see this one going. What about you?
I'm picking another underdog. I'm picking Ruchała as well. I think... Look, I just don't love the Hyder and Mill loss. I know it was a war, it was a great fight. I'm not going against that, but Hyder and Mill, that hasn't aged well. He's just got knocked out in about 10 seconds against Delgado. I just don't think Gomis really has any power. I know he has decent volume, but doesn't really have power or anything. I don't look at Gomis and think, he's got really good finishing potential, really, to be honest. And I think Ruchała's like quite skilled. I mean, his one loss is respectable, and he's, if you look on the regional scene, he's actually facing pretty good comp as well. He's facing people with 21 and 5 records and things like that. So he's fighting good comp. But yeah, no, I'm picking him. I'm picking Ruchała. I just think he's again one of those fighters with a higher ceiling than Gomis, and we know how good Gomis is. And if it's the Hyder and Mill level, I think Ruchała's better than that. So
yeah, another thing that should be said is I believe, might be wrong on this, but I believe the guy that Ruchała lost to has also beat William Gomis as well. So
really,
yeah, the only guy he's lost to has also beat Gomis, so that's kind of good, to be honest, for Ruchała.
Yeah,
we know that guy's better than them both. So
yeah,
I think it's a very close fight, but I'm going to edge towards Robert Ruchała to win this one.
I agree.
Go on to the next one. Patricio Pitbull versus the Black Panther, Losene Keita. Now, I'm going to let you start with this one because I want to hear what your thoughts are on this?
I do think this fight can go either way, right? I mean, Pitbull is coming off a good win. Don't get me wrong, it is a good win, but I know I've said it many times already in this video, but I've got to look at the ceiling, and Keita is he's like 11 years younger than Pitbull, and so he's much faster. Is this new age of MMA kind of fighter. He's obviously a double champ in his octagon as well, so I think Keita has bags of potential, and I generally think he'll go out there and make a statement against Pitbull. He'll look really good, I think. I think he's going to be a big problem in this division, and I think Pitbull's just there to kind of be a name on the record, to be honest. So give me Keita, probably by decision, but I won't be surprised if he knocked him out, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I do think Keita's also going to win this fight, but I think the way I see this is I think Keita's quite similar to Pitbull in pure skill level and kind of body type as well, and the way they're built. I think he's just a younger Pitbull. That's how I see him as a fighter, to be honest. So I think I'd be silly not to pick him to win this. Like, I know Pitbull's proven and stuff, and he has a win over Ige, but I still think Ige's genuinely better fighter than Pitbull. I think he just got hit with one punch and made him rocked and kind of ruined the whole momentum for him. So yeah, I'm going to go Keita to win this one. I don't know if he's going to get a finish or not, maybe he will, but yeah, I just think he's at least skill for skill similar to Pitbull, and is, as you say, at 10 years younger, so I'm going to pick the guy in his prime, the guy they're going to want to win. So yeah, Keita, I think will win this fight. Moving on to Rhys McKee versus Alex Soler. Now, Rhys McKee is a can. It does need to be said, he is the bottom of the barrel in the UFC, so it's just whether Alex Soler is better than a bottom of the barrel UFC guy, which I believe he is. He has had some iffy performances in his career, but at the end of the day, he's never lost. So you've got to be somewhat decent to do that. I think he's going to win this fight by decision. I think he'll have moments where he struggles a little bit, but I think he'll, through the second, third round, just coast away and just do his thing at range, tapping it at Rhys McKee and just win a decision. I can't speak. Win a decision. What about you?
Well, obviously, Rhys McKee is quite a long fighter in that, but I think this is some of my favourite odds on the card, to be honest. Alex Soler, I think he's just a better fighter. He's fighting in his home country, and I put in my notes here, and I do stick with this. I'm not picking Soler. I'm just picking against McKee.
Yeah.
I just think Rhys McKee is horror, to be honest. I don't know how he's in this organisation. I know he's coming off a win, but he was against another can, so. And I know he did knock him down like 4 times in the first round, I think, but I just still don't rate him at all, Rhys McKee. I just don't think he's good. I mean, what is he in his career? 14-8, is that? Or 14-6?
14-6.
Just don't rate him. I just don't rate anyone that really comes out of Cage Warriors, to be honest.
I'm sorry, but you cannot lose to Orange Lucer and also get outclassed by Alex Moreno and expect me to pick you to win a fight. You can't do that. It's unacceptable.
It's horrible. I'm going with Alex Soler all day. I think he's just a better all-rounded fighter than Rhys McKee. Maybe Rhys McKee will shock me, but I don't think he will. I'm picking Soler in his home country on his UFC debut, I believe. So.
Genuinely, Alex Soler should take offence to this matchmaking. He really should, because
I keep saying Alex. It's Axel, isn't it? I think.
Axel, yeah. Axel Soler.
Yeah, Axel Soler. I think he'll get it done.
No, yeah. Rhys McKee's... I'm sorry, but it is disgraceful losing to Ange Lucer over 3 rounds. It really is.
Yeah, Ange Lucer is horrible.
Genuinely horror. Actually, like, bottom of the barrel, so... Yeah. Alex Soler to win this one by decision. I don't think he's great, but I think he's a lot better than Rhys McKee. So...
Yeah.
And in his home country as well, which is another thing. We'll go on to the next fight. I'll let you start with this one. Mason Jones versus Oki.
I've always been a bit of a fan of Oki. I don't really know why. He's not even that great, but I do think there's a fighter there. I don't know why. When I watch him, I just do think there's some potential there. But he is 29 now. It's a close fight, this one. This one can go either way. But maybe there's some bites in there, and I am picking another underdog in Oki. Look, Mason Jones isn't bad. His 2 losses have a lot of respectability behind him. I'm not saying they don't. But I hate his last fight against Jeremy Stephens. I don't think he looked good. I know he won, clearly. But Jeremy Stephens definitely had moments where it hurt Mason Jones on the feet. and I think Jeremy Stephens has long passed it in his career, so that is concerning. I just think Benjamin Oki just has a real good chance in this fight. I don't know why I've just called him Benjamin, but Oki.
Fucking white his name.
Yeah, I am modifying his name. I've got to actually be able to say it. But Oki, I'm going to say the Zulu Warrior beats the Dragon here. Give me Oki by probably decision. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with Mason Jones to win this fight. I don't think he's good. I do think it's genuinely quite disgraceful taking Jeremy Stephens 3 rounds and having competitive rounds with him. But saying that, it was his return to the UFC, and I think there's a bit of pressure there. He did dominate the first round against him, and he was looking good. But still, not finishing Jeremy Stephens at a big 40 years of age is something that needs to be noted and taking this fight into consideration. But I can't use that against him because Oki looks pretty shit in all his fights, to be honest.
It's just a bit too gun-shy, Oki. That's his problem. I think when he throws, he does look good, but he just doesn't throw enough, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. There's definitely a path to success for Oki here. I'm not saying it's going to be a clear win for Mason Jones, but I just think Mason Jones has the tools to eke out a decision win here. I think I'll say 2-1. I think it'll be a competitive fight, but I think Mason Jones will get the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on to the feature fight of the card. Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. I'll let you start with this one.
Give me another underdog. Berju is getting this done. Paul Craig is getting this done. And I'm telling you that right now. Plus 260 is a crazy line. Get money on it. I'll take the blame if it loses. But Paul Craig's getting this done. Modestas overrated. Who's he beat? Sakura. Who hasn't beat Sakura? You know, I think he's beat like Praknial. He's horror. You know, he's only beat horror competition, whereas Paul Craig's actually beat good comp as well. So give me Paul Craig here. His wrestling looked, I know it didn't last very long, the Bellato fight, but it looked better. His striking actually looked okay. I know Bellato is horror, and Modestas will have a better striking game. I'm not saying he won't, but I think Paul Craig's just going to be able to mix it in well, and he's going to get the sub here. Give me Paul Craig. I think he gets it done. Another underdog.
Nah, I've picked him enough times in my life, Paul Craig, to learn from my mistakes. He has 0 striking. Getting outstruck by Bo Nickel over 3 rounds is genuinely like, just retire at that point. Like, as much as I like Paul Craig as a fighter, like, how are you doing this shit for like over a decade and getting outstruck by Bo Nickel, who's been learning striking for like 2 years? It's just not a good look whatsoever. Modestas Bukauskas, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't knock him out in the first round. They were saying that Bukauskas is pretty shit himself. Probably should have lost his last fight to Kutalaba, but
definitely should have.
I think going to a competitive fight with Kutalaba is enough to beat Paul Craig.
It wasn't even competitive, man. He clearly lost. I'll stick with it. I don't know how he got the decision in that fight, but
I just think this is the most obvious like Bukauskas first round knockout, to be honest. It's just there.
Well, there's some good money on that.
And if I was a better man, I'd be there for it. But, you know, it's just one of those. I don't see Paul Craig winning this, to be honest. I think Paul Craig loses this fight, probably gets cut from the promotion, unfortunately, because I do like him as a fighter. But, yeah, he will be winless in his last 5 after this fight. So, yeah, we'll go on to the co-main event. Saint-Denis versus Ruffy. And I think minus 200 on Ruffy is genuinely like free money. I would be putting money on that if I was a better man. Saying that, Saint-Denis did take down Poirier in their fight and controlled him for like a lot of the first round. So he does have good wrestling, which does need to be said because we don't really know if Ruffy has good defensive wrestling. I mean, we've seen him in his Contender Series fight show decent takedown defense, and we've also seen him. I think that's all we've seen of him takedown defense wise, to be honest. So
I think so as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely a reality where Saint-Denis could just out-wrestle him to a win, but I think Ruffy's a generational talent, and I don't think he's going to have a massive hole in his game like that. It's the new age of MMA. You need to know how to defend yourself against wrestlers. So, yeah. Going to trust Diaz takedown defence. I think Ruffy's going to knock him out, flatline cold. Get the best knockout of his career, even better than the Bobby Green one, I think. So, yeah. What about you?
Really?
Yeah.
It's a big ask.
I know it is, but I think Saint-Denis has some of the slowest head movement. I think he's just there to be hit by something huge.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I'm also picking Ruffy. I just think he's just better, right? He's just a better fighter. Benoit Saint-Denis lost 2 of his last 3 at the end of the day. And to be honest, he did get the back, but we also know that he has no bottom game if he's on the bottom. Like, Moicano was on top, and he had no answer for it. So, I think even if he gets Mauricio Ruffy down, which I think will be hard because I think Ruffy's really good at managing distance and things like that, I think it's just Ruffy will survive and knock him out the next round anyway because he'll gas. Because we know Saint-Denis' gas tank is absolutely horrible as well. So, I think there's so many paths for Ruffy. I think he's just going to be dominating on the feet. I think he's an absolutely horrible matchup for Saint-Denis on the feet, to be honest. Like you said, he's slow and Ruffy's very fast and slick. So I think he'll knock him out in the first round. He'll make it look easy. Probably style him a little bit, to be honest. So yeah, I think -200 is a crazy line as well. If I was a betting man, I would have money there. But yeah, Ruffy all day. This is probably my most confident pick on the card, to be honest.
Yeah, no, he's actually a genuine prospect. Like, he will be ranked after this fight if he's not already. So yeah, I think I would like to see Ruffy one day fight like the likes of Ilya or something if he gets to the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ruffy to win this fight. We'll go on to the main event. Nassourdine Imavov versus Caio Borralho. Now, for a lot of the lead up to this fight, Imavov was a favourite. He's now switched to be an underdog, which I do believe is what he should be. I don't think he's on the level of Caio Borralho. A lot of people are glazing him because he's beat Delija, who's shit, and he knocked out Izzy, who's on like a 3-fight skid going into that, or a 2-fight skid. I don't understand the hype for Imavov, to be honest. I think he's decent, but I think he's a Brendan Allen level fighter at best. Like, he's on that level. He beat Brendan Allen, but it was a very competitive fight. Beat Cannonier, very competitive fight. I know Caio Borralho was competitive against him as well, but I just don't like Imavov. I don't rate him as a fighter. I think he's so overrated. I'm all for Caio Borralho to win this one. So, yeah. What about you?
I do think it's a close fight, and I do think you can go either way. But if I had to put odds on it, I think I'd go like 65-35 on Borralho's side, probably 70-30 maybe even, to be honest. I think there is ways Imavov wins this fight for sure, if he like picks his shots well and really like fights just a good fight, really. But I think Borralho is just... I think there's more... I'm going to say I think there's more finishing potential with Borralho, to be honest, than Imavov.
I agree.
That might be controversial, but I do. And I think Borralho's a more all-rounded fighter. I think he's stronger than Imavov, and I think it's like I've said multiple times, I think he has a higher ceiling than Imavov, right? I think Borralho, we don't know how good Borralho is yet, whereas Imavov, we know he's not as good as the Stricklands of the world. We know he's on, like you said, the Brendan Allen, level. So, and he's literally lost to Phil Halls.
Sorry, no. Why are we going over that? This guy's been outclassed by Phil Halls.
I don't understand the glaze. I don't understand the glaze on him.
This is his little run recently. Outclassed by Strickland.
He had a close fight
contest against Chris Curtis. Close fight against Delija, who should have been out there in the first round and somehow still took him to a majority decision. Close fight with Cannonier until an early stoppage. Cannonier could have still won that fight. It was a close fight though. Imavov probably would have won, but competitive. Brendan Allen, close fight. Israel Adesanya was losing until he got a knockout. I know he still got the knockout, but it needs to be said, he's losing to an Izzy who's on an absolute skid. I don't understand the hype for him. I really don't. He's lost against people that are on current Borralho's level or worse, so I think...
Yeah, I agree. I just think Borralho's much higher ceiling, much more potential.
I think he's the real deal, bro. I think he's going to win this, get a title shot, and I'm not saying he's going to beat Chimaev, but I think he has a shot, so yeah.
Yeah, give me Borralho all day in this. I don't understand the glaze on Imavov. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, but overall...
He's French. So
He
you
is,
never know in
yeah.
France if it's a close fight. You never know what could happen. But
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Ruchała.
Good card though overall, I'd say. There's that 14 fights, and they're all, apart from the first fight, they're all pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this card. But yeah, that is about it.